Hi everyone, Edie Summers here, and welcome to My Daily Well. I'm going to show you just a little bit of barre and yoga, just a little bit of a demo. So I'm just going to show you a little taste of both so you can get an idea of how beneficial both can be. This will probably be standing up, so feel free to grab some really light weights, or you can do it without it. We're just going to practice balance a little bit and build some strength and maybe stretch just a little bit. So I'm going to stand up here and go to my studio in the back. And you could grab a yoga mat if you want to, but you don't have to. And hopefully you can see me. We're just going to do just a little bit here. So we'll come to standing in what's called Tadasana. So you can line up your feet with your hips and open palms to either side. Send your tailbone down to the ground. Maybe do some shoulder shrugs. You could go front to back or back to front. So barre is actually a mix of yoga, Pilates, and light weights for toning. So I'm going to show you just a little bit of barre and maybe just a little bit of pure yoga too. I like to mix things up too, like mind, body, fitness. Let's go and open knees to either side. We'll do some tiny pulses. So send knees over toes. You can bring hands to heart center. Again, stack shoulders over hips, lengthen through your spine. We're just warming up here. Yeah, great job. And face feet back to the front. Open arms to either side. Feel that nice stretch. Inhale. And then exhale, round through your back. Imagine you're hugging a beach ball. Inhale, rise up. Nice stretch. And then exhale, bend knees, round through your back. Imagine you're hugging a beach ball. And then let's reach arms up to the sky, stretch, and then open arms to either side. And then let's just tap and reach side to side. So this would be a little bit of the barre influence. Before we were doing kind of like a modified version of cat and cow to warm up our spine. And now we're kind of getting that energy up, kind of bringing energy to joints and limbs so we can move a little bit more. So again, this is just a slight demo. Let's come back to feet maybe a little bit outside of hips. We'll do some squats. So imagine you're sitting into your heels. So you're going to squat, sit into heels, and then rise up, lift through chest and heart. Squat, rise up, and lift. I'll show you from the side. So you really want to imagine that you're sitting into your heels. Now you can also hold down here and pulse, maybe tiny pulses. Yeah, great job there. And then let's come back to reaching and tapping side to side. So opposite arm is leg. And you can even reach over your body. Reach and stretch. So I have a little bit of a shoulder injury, so you're not going to see me using my left arm as much. It might look like my right arm to you. Reach and tap, reach across. Yeah, great job there. Now, walk your feet in a little bit. We'll come back to squats. They're shorter squats, so your feet are in closer to your body. Now, maybe if you want to lift up your heels, so you want to stack shoulders over hips. Again, squats. You could do a deeper squat or a more mellow one. I've already worked out today, so I'm going to keep it more mellow. I like to teach what's called mindful barre, a little bit of a slower pace, so you're really focusing on toning and helping to kind of course, create that gentle movement so that it's just really good for your energy and vitality overall. But you can do deeper squats if you want to. So maybe you squat deeper and hold and rise up. Maybe you're letting your heels float up, stack shoulders over hips. And you can also hold down here and pulse. Maybe even press palms together, a little bit of that yoga influence. Yeah, so tiny pulses. Great job. We're still warming up and then rise up. And then let's walk feet right underneath hips. We're going to do a forward fold. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me reach arms up to the sky. Palms face one another. Arms are kind of framing ears and head. And then reach down and stretch forward fold. So let your hands and head float down. You can breathe into your spine here. Now, since we're doing a little bit of barre influence, maybe you add plies in. You could bend through your knees, send knees over toes. You can breathe into spine and hamstrings. Or you can just hold here in your forward fold. Maybe rise into a halfway lift. So rest hands on legs or shins and lift through your heart and through the crown of your head. You're going to feel a nice stretch in your back body. You can hold there since we're still warming up, or Just let your hands and head float down and roll back up slowly through your spine. Now, normally I would put my hair up, but I have an interview coming up, so I have to get ready for that too. So I just wanted to show you a little bit. So we'll reach opposite arm is leg. Yeah, so you can reach across your body, or again, maybe reach up and over. So you're going to get a nice side body stretch if you do that. Yeah, great job. It's really nice to get that side body. Let's open feet to either side. So we're in like what's called a second position from dance. Bring hands to heart center and do plie, like a second position. I could also add arms in. Imagine you're a dancer. Send knees over toes. Now, if you wanted to rise up into what's called a releve, shorten your stance a little bit. So you can do plie and then releve. Let your heels float up. You may not be able to see this on the screen. You can also switch up those arms to challenge your balance, just like we would in yoga. So we're doing plie, rise up, stack shoulders over hips. Yeah, great job. You can also skip the releve where your heels are floating up. Yeah, good job there. Let's do prasarita. So we're going to step feet wide. Feet are facing to the front. Take a nice deep inhale here. You could grab a block too, or maybe hold on to a chair, the back of a chair or the front of a chair if you want to be up higher. We're going to shift forward. So we're here in a kind of a halfway lift from a wider legged forward fold. You can stay up here first and feel that stretch, or reach down to the ground. Head and hands float down. So feet are wider here. Again, maybe add those plies in. Knees over toes. And then stretch as you're rising up. Keep your knees soft. Plie, rise up. Nice stretch. You're going to feel that in your hamstrings. Rising up. Maybe walk hands over to the right side. Feel that nice stretch. Walk them back to the center. Maybe walk them over to the left side. Back to the center. And again, maybe place hands on legs and rise up into a halfway lift here. Now to come up out of this, you could float back down to the floor and then roll up, or maybe rise up right from there. So you can see what feels good to you. Now let's do a little bit more bar. So maybe hold on to a wall or a chair and bring your feet together in what's called first position. We'll do plie here and then rise up. So your heels are floating up off the ground. Plie, rise up. Plie, rise up. I'm going to step back so you can maybe see me. I don't know if you can see my feet. Plie, rise up. Plie, rise up. Now let's stay up here. Maybe hold on to a chair or wall. Tiny pulses. Knees over toes. Yeah, great job. So your heels are staying up when you're doing plies with those heels floating up. And then let your heels float down and maybe hold onto a wall or chair. And feet are facing to the front, lined up with hips. We're going to shift weight to left leg, swing right leg back, and tiny pulses here. Almost like you're doing like a modified warrior 3. Your back foot is flexed. Tiny pulses lift through your heart. Now you can also bend that back and you flex your foot, shift forward just a little bit. Again, feel free to hang on to something. Tiny pulses here. Yeah, good job. Feel free to do more of those, or we can do the other side. So again, feet are lined up with hips. You're going to shift forward, maybe fly arms back almost like an airplane. You can do tiny pulses here. That back foot is flexed. Try to square off your hips. Working more glutes there and practicing your balance. And then you can also bend your knee and flex your foot. Maybe shift forward a little bit. Feel free to hang on to something. Tiny pulses here. So you can do more of these if you want to. Again, I've already worked out today, so just kind of wanted to show you a little bit of what you can do. Let's come back to that second position and nice deep plies or knee bends here. These are similar to squats, but we're doing it more from a dance perspective. Add those arms in, knees over toes. Yeah, great job. And then to add a little bit more of the yoga influence, let's come to what's called a warrior 1. So you can square off hips, but flip open your back foot. So your feet are perpendicular. You can bring hands to heart center. Maybe open arms to either side. Practice your balance here. Draw belly to spine. Eyes can be open or closed. So we're kind of finding our balance here in warrior 1, and then we're going to try a high crescent lunge. So face your back foot now to the Same direction as your front foot, and your feet are in train tracks. Arms and heel float down, back knee is soft, and then reach arms up to the sky. Feel that nice stretch in your hip flexor. Then arms and heel float down, reach arms up to the sky, arms and heel float down, and just hold here. So back knee is soft, and breathe into your hip flexor and heel. Maybe bring hands to heart center and practice your balance. So again, you can hold there longer if you want to, or you can head to the other side. So front foot is facing to the front, your back foot is flipped open, so your feet are perpendicular. Square off those hips, place hands where they're comfortable, and first find your balance here. So you could do arms open, or maybe they're here. You could also do mountain arms, where they're, again, kind of up framing your head and face. Find your balance. Breathe here. And then, now face both feet to the front. Your feet are in train tracks. The left heel floats up. Reach arms up to the sky. And then exhale, arms and heel float down. Reach arms up to the sky. Exhale, arms and heel float down. One more time. Reach arms up to the sky. That back heel floats up. And then arms and heel float down. Just hold here and breathe into your hip flexor and back heel. Maybe creating those kind of prayer hands, or what they call Anjali Mudra in yoga. Yeah, great job. I'm coming back to the center. So there's a lot more you can do. I just wanted to show you a little bit of yoga and barre influence. Again, I love to mix styles and do general mind-body fitness, but I am certified in yoga and barre. I'll be doing more. So come back and check out more classes here on YouTube. And just to let you know, I have an app coming out. It's going to be all things wellness. So wellness coaching, wellness classes, wellness courses, and there will be classes on there as well. Yoga, meditation, and much more. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. So I'm just going to turn this off here, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care.